Okay, we're going to Half-Life 3 now. You are Gordon Freeman. Alex Vance, your girlfriend, has just disappeared. And her father, Eli Vance, is ready to assist you on your journey to rescuing her and defeating the Combine. Hopefully this is descriptive enough. Alright, Half-Life 3, let's see what happens. The game takes place in first-person perspective with some third-person view as well. You can choose between several different weapons, including pistols, rifles, and shotguns. That's fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. Ask Eli what to do. What do you want me to do? He asks. I'm not gonna tell you. Gordon and Eli spend several days plotting how to rescue Alex. They decide to fly to White Forest, a small town in the... We already were in White Forest. That's where the game's supposed to start. Undo that last part. Gordon and Eli spend several days plotting how to rescue Alex. Eventually they decide to send you back to City 17 ruins to search for her. You have to go through 2 Combine strongholds. One is a train yard, which is crawling with heavily armored Combine soldiers. This is a little bit more like it. At least it makes a little bit of sense. Kill a Combine soldier and put on its armor to disguise. You kill a Combine soldier and put on its armor to disguise. As soon as you step into the train yard, you hear the noise of a gunfight and see a few Combine soldiers down on the ground. Okay, we're gonna do some sick espionage. Pretend to be a Combine soldier. The train yard is crawling with Combine guard and the occasional Death Knight. You need to get through it to reach the other ruined building. The one that houses the computer room that controls the lasers that destroyed the stadium. Let's retry that. This doesn't make any sense! Retry again. Oh my gosh. I did not equip Combine armor to kill Combine with. I could do that without the Combine armor on. Okay. You arrive at the Combine outpost and find that it's even worse than you expected. The whole thing is on fire and there's a large amount of trapped shamblers in the corridors. Search for Alex. You walk down one hall, then another in search of your girlfriend. You eventually come upon a large armed Combine soldier teleporting in live ammo. What are you doing there, soldier? The soldier turns his head and looks at you. I'm trying to escape the city before it's destroyed. You could help me, you know. Sounds like a plan. Say, have you seen a girl anywhere around here? She has a red streak in her hair, Black Mesa hoodie, duct tape jacket. The soldier pauses for a moment. Yeah, I saw a girl like that a few days ago. She was headed this way, you say, pointing toward the city. Do you know where she went? The soldier shrugs. Don't know, she just ran off somewhere. In what direction? The soldier shrugs again. I don't know, northwest I think. Thanks, you say. You continue on your way, trying to remember the directions the soldier had given you. Oh man, northwest. I hope I can remember that. I guess I didn't help that Combine soldier escape, like I said I would. Gordon heads northwest and arrives at a large, unusually clean and tidy office building. Has seemingly been untouched by the war. Something feels otherworldly about it. You take a few deep breaths, preparing to go inside. As you head into the front door of the office building, you see a pair of legs in mid-air ahead of you. Examine the legs. The legs belong to a man about your height, standing in front of a large window, his back to you. David Blaine. Is that you? No response. You walk up to the window and see that it's too high to reach through. You take a step back, then sweep your leg around and launch yourself at the glass. Gordon flies through the glass and lands on top of the man. You step to the side as the two rise to their feet. The man turns to face you and you see it's David Blaine. He seems unharmed. David, what are you doing here? Blaine doesn't answer and instead begins walking further into the building. You follow him into a large open area where you see many more of his kind. They begin jeering at you. Oh no. So I just stumbled into some strange cloning facility that's producing hundreds of David Blaines. What in the world do I do now? Who are you people? The people begin laughing. The man walks over to a large button on the wall and presses it, and then the laughter stops. This is actually really creepy now. This is, not gonna lie, actually getting kind of interesting. You're not David at all, are you? You're the G-Man. Eh. The man pauses for a moment, then nods.
It took me a long time to perfect the persona,
he says finally.
I spent years training for this job, just like you did.
What is this place? Is this where your employers live?
No, it's much, much more than that. This is the hub of our operations, the control room.
He pauses, seems to think carefully about his next words. What was with all the laughing people a few minutes ago?
It's a large building used as a central command post for our forces. Unfortunately, it has also proven to be a magnet for the infected, which tries its best to ignore. Let's retry that, didn't make any sense.
The man frowns a bit.
At first, I thought you might be one of our test subjects. We use them sometimes in our PSYOP exercises to see how people react.
Okay, cool. Where's Alex? I came here to take her back from you. The man nods.
I see. Let's go someplace private so we can talk about all of this.
The two of you head to an elevator, standing in silence until it arrives. Take the elevator. You enter a private room which the man enters alone. He closes the door behind him. You step forward toward the man. You approach the man, but he backs away, raising his arms up.
Don't make me use this,
he says, brandishing a large metal stick with a ball on it. Let's retry that. The man backs away slightly. Who are you? My name's John. The man shakes his head. No, who are you really? You look around. My name is Gordon Freeman. The man looks confused.
Gordon Freeman. Yeah, I know an astronomer called John Tidor once claimed to be me years ago. He was probably just some random person making a false claim, though.
Okay, this is going way off track. Let's undo some of this. Now, tell me where you're keeping Alex. He looks at you for a moment as if trying to see through you to the secrets of your soul.
We're not keeping her anywhere,
he finally says.
And she isn't in any danger.
Where is she if she's not anywhere then? The man leans forward slightly.
She's dead.
You stare at the man in disbelief. The man takes a breath. Dead?
Yes, she's dead. Do you have any more questions?
You step back. No, you say finally. The man sighs. This is like legitimately good. I'm trying to figure out how do I continue this? This has got to be some sort of trick. Why would you kill her? You gain nothing from doing that. The man shakes his head.
I'm being serious, he says. If you come here thinking I'm just telling you a tale, there's nothing I can do to convince you.
Shoot the man with 357. You fire a bullet directly into the center of his forehead, killing him instantly. Your eyes dart around the room as your hand begins to sweat profusely. You aren't sure what to do. You search the man's body, pulling out a set of 2 keys. You pull out 2 keys and hold them in your hands. One is a large, flat key for a warehouse. Examine the other key. The second key is smaller and round. It has the symbol of an insurance company on it, with the words "All Risk" written below. You hold the 2 keys. That's kind of interesting. He's some kind of interdimensional insurance agent. And wasn't there something about him keeping Alex for insurance or something? I don't know, my mind's probably just making stuff up at this point. Maybe maybe the all risk key is a key to wherever he was keeping Alex if he was lying. Okay, before I leave, I'm going to search the room. You search the room but find nothing. You duck behind the door as you hear footsteps walking in the hallway. After a few minutes, you hear footsteps approaching the door. You hold your breath and wait for the footsteps to arrive. You hear the doorknob turn and slowly open the door. You point gun at them. You raise your gun and point it at the man's head. Hey, he says. Hey, put that down. Stop, stay back. Who are you? What? Who are you? You're some company guy, right? I'm with All Risk. What is All Risk? We provide coverage for people if anything happens to their property. You don't respond. Listen, the man says. I have a key labeled All Risk. Tell me what this key opens. The man frowns. Well, if you have a key to the warehouse, then it can only be for the safe in the warehouse. You point your gun at the man. Tell me what's in the warehouse now, you demand. The man stares at you. I can't help you, he says. Kill the man. You step forward and shoot the man in the head. He slumps to the floor, blood beginning to pool on the floor around him. You stand there, the gun feeling unnaturally heavy in your hands. Search his body. You begin to search the man's body. As you move him, you find a set of keys on a string around his neck. You reach down and take the keys, hanging them from your own neck. Okay. Find a way out. You run into the hallway, walking quickly. You walk down the lonely hallway, desperately searching for a way out. You feel the pricking of your neck. Ah. Ah, you say, grabbing your neck. You flick your wrist, the key around your neck flying from your hands and onto the floor. You stumble forward, grabbing at your neck. Ah! The needle slowly slips into your neck and you feel your vision fading. You let out a yell before all goes black. Heck, we were so close to escaping. In the coming days, you awaken to find yourself strapped to a gurney. You try to move but find yourself restrained by leather straps. Yell for help. You let out an angry yell. Hey, you yell. A voice comes back. The voice says from behind a set of doors. The doors open and a scientist stands before you. Ah, you're awake, he says. Let me go, I need to get home. Where are my keys? The man frowns. I don't understand, he says. Are you asking me where my office is? No, I asked you where my keys are. I don't, the man says, looking confused. He begins to search through his pockets, pulling out a set of keys and a set of keys. These are your keys. Give them to me. As you wish, he says. The man unlocks the restraints. You grab your bag and dash to the door. You open it, finding it unlocked. You bolt out the door. Gordon escapes the strange facility and makes his way back to Eli. When you get back to the bunker, you approach as quickly as possible, but it's clear something's wrong as soon as you enter. Hey, what's going on? Eli, what do you mean? What's wrong? I don't know. I'm actually still recovering, he says, rubbing the back of his head. I found the G-Man's headquarters. I killed him and found 2 keys on his body that might help us find and save Alex. Wait, you're talking about the guy that runs the Combine? Yeah, that was the main reason why we were avoiding that part of the city. So, do you know where this place is? Not really. It's some warehouse associated with G-Man's insurance company called All Risk. One key opens the warehouse and the other opens the safe inside the warehouse. Eli now grabs his radio and speaks into it. This is 13 Angelus. We have ARG team activity. He cuts off mid-sentence. A howling scream erupts from the radio and static fills the channel. Guys, we're all gonna die, Eli says. Somebody get that radio. You get the radio. You reach for the radio, but before your hand even makes contact with it, you feel a sudden pain in your head and a burning sensation as everything fades to black. Gosh dang it, what'd they inject me with? No! You wake up, strapped to a gurney. After a moment of panic, you notice that you're in the bunker. You're alive. Shout for Eli. You shout for Eli. No response. You shout again, but still no response. You notice a strange black liquid dripping out of your nose and onto the table below you. Search for a way to get off the gurney. You struggle with the straps that bind you to the gurney and manage to get yourself half off the table. You notice that your gun and knife are missing, but that doesn't concern you right now. Right now, all you need to do is get out of these straps. Chew the straps. You feel a numbness in your mouth that you didn't think possible. You're out of here, and the only thing you can do is laugh. The straps fall to the ground, and you stand up. Search the room. The room is dark, illuminated by the blue-tinged green glow of the computers. The bunker is silent, suggesting no guards or personnel have been here for a while. That's spooky. Walk out of the room. You're in a warehouse, surrounded by dozens of identical rows of metal shelving. There's no one around. You need to find somewhere to hide out, and then rescue your friends from this place. Yo, are we in the warehouse that Alex might be in? Search for your keys. You look in every crack and crevice, but you can't find them. You've lost half of your items, but there's no time to worry about that right now. You need a place to hide. Search for a weapon. You find a large fire extinguisher, which you can easily carry. Good. Now to hide out somewhere. Hide under shelf. You hide under the shelf and curl up into a ball. You close your eyes as you hear the howling of the wind outside. In minutes, you're fast asleep. You're woken up by someone grabbing your hand. Your eyes open to the dim lighting of the warehouse, and you find yourself looking at a young girl with long black hair and ragged clothing. Alex? The girl nods, and you squeeze her hand in return. I'm glad to see you, she says. You notice she's missing a few fingers on her left hand. What is this place? Why is there black stuff coming out of my nose? This is the warehouse where we kept the captured mutants, she says. Does that make me a mutant? The girl shrugs. I don't know, she says. We just called them the mutants and carried on. Why did you capture them, you asked. So they couldn't attack us, she says. You know, until the computer know how to make them friendly. Suddenly there's a roar and the lights in the warehouse flicker on and off. Is there any way out of here? The girl shrugs, and you notice a long rip in the shoulder of her jacket. The only way out is through the control room, she says. That's actually kind of true, considering earlier I said she had duct tape on her jacket. Let's go to the control room then. You walk out of the warehouse with your new friend, leaving the mutants behind. After an hour, you find yourself next to a truck as she pulls at your arm. Get in the truck with Alex. Drive to White Forest. After an hour, you see a large building in the distance. It takes up almost an entire square mile of concrete and metal and has layers and layers of defenses. That's White Forest. As you enter, you see hundreds of humans milling around. They have a very jittery look, like soldiers before battle. Look for Eli. After an hour of searching, you find him. He's standing on a platform addressing a massive crowd of humans. Do you feel it? He says. The earth is telling you to live. The crowd goes silent. We leave for like a couple days, and he's actually, I don't even know how long it's been, because it just said that we woke up in the warehouse at some point. It's probably been years, who knows, but Eli's just like this cult leader now. What the heck? It's the earth, he continues. It's calling you. Don't you feel it? You see several people nod, and then yes, he shouts, do you feel it? The crowd goes wild, and then Eli raises his hands for silence. I know you're all excited, but we need to remain rational about this. The crowd begins booing him. I said, do you feel it? He says, raising his voice. The crowd is silent. No? Why not? He asks. A young man in the front raises his hand. I don't feel anything, he says. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Alex pulls you to one side. I told him he didn't feel anything. What's going on? What's he talking about? Alex explains that White Forest is a huge gathering of humans who all felt a call to evacuate and find a new home, something about the earth telling them to live. He's the main speaker. Since when? Oh, about a year now, I think, she says. He used to be a normal human, but then the earth called, and he answered. You look at the man with disdain. Eli, I found your daughter. Get down here. Eli smiles when he sees you. Thank the earth you've come, he says. You walk onto the stage and the crowd goes wild. You are our savior. I am. Yes, the crowd screams. You found our lost children. We are eternally grateful. What do you mean lost, you ask? Many of our children left several months ago to find a new home. Many of you parents lost children. The crowd goes wild with cheers and applause. After the big event, Gordon and Alex meet with Eli privately to talk about all of this. How do I know I can trust you, you ask? Because we could kill you right now and no one would raise an eyebrow, says Eli, putting his gun away. That night you said we were all going to die, I blacked out. How long has it been since then? 4 months, says the man. We've been underground ever since, waiting out the attacks. I blacked out that night. How did it happen? The funny thing is, we all did, says the man. We woke up in the silo where we stored the refugees, says the man. Everybody was confused at first, and it became clear something had caused mass blackouts all over the world. Go on. We thought the UIs had done it, so we were rushing to get the refugees out before they did it again. This is before we realized it was an Earth calling. What do you mean, asks you. The Earth started to go crazy. What about the black stuff coming out of my nose? Do you know what that is? That, says the man, is the Earth calling for life to return to it. Why am I the only one not feeling an urge to die? You're insane. You're not making sense. The Combine must have done something to all of you that night. Correct, says the man. It's thanks to them we're still alive today. So what then? The Combine has been blessing us with medicine, food, and equipment? Asks the girl. Yes, and no, admits the man. What we have is thanks to the Earth's supply and the refugees. Okay. Leave White Forest with Alex and search for answers. Come on, you say. I'm not staying down here for another second. Let's get out. You all walk out of the mine and into the night air, a cool breeze blowing through your clothes. Eli, stop following us. Alex and I are leaving alone. Eli raises the gun and fires a bullet between your eyes, killing you instantly. What? No, he says. Knock out Eli with your crowbar. You swing your crowbar and hit Eli in the side of the head, knocking him unconscious to the ground. Well, you scream, let's get out of here. Okay. Gordon and Alex flee White Forest. Plan their next steps. Gordon and Alex flee White Forest in their truck and plan their next steps to solving the mystery of White Forest. Alex, what was the last encounter you had with the G-Man? The last time I saw him is when he approached me asking if I had seen this person, says Alex, giving you a picture of a teenage boy. Examine the picture. You look at the picture of the boy and see a teenage boy. He has short black hair and dark eyes. He's wearing a black hoodie and dark pants. That's the guy. That's the guy I killed in G-Man's office. Wait, says Alex. How many people have you killed since we got here? I don't know, a few, I suppose, you say. You've been killing a lot of people. I'm sorry, I honestly don't know what else to do in situations like those. I panic. I'm sorry, I honestly don't know what else to do in situations like those. I tend to shoot first, ask questions later, and people are acting creepy. Alex sighs. Well, unfortunately in this situation, you did, she says. I'm just glad you didn't kill the G-Man. Well, I'm not so glad about it now. I hate to break it to you, but I actually did kill the G-Man. Alex stares at you in disbelief and looks at the ground. I don't believe it, she whispers. I could have sworn I saw him leave the gate just a few moments ago. Look towards the gate. You look towards that gate. You see the G-Man sitting on a bench, smoking and reading the newspaper. There he is, you say. Let's get out of here, says Alex. Dude! I unironically love this story sometimes. You drive away from the small town of White Forest, looking back only once to see the G-Man standing by the gate staring at you. You drive down the road looking for a place to stay the night. I gotta find a way to end. I've been doing this for hours. Stay at the abandoned apartment complex. Look for a parking spot, but there aren't many, and you don't want to block other drivers. Oh, I swear. You stay at the abandoned apartment complex. You park your truck in the parking lot of the apartment building. Walking inside, you begin making a beeline to the staircase, but suddenly you hear a voice behind you. You turn towards the voice. Slowly you turn around to see a man from before. He's dressed all in black with a gas mask on, carrying an assault rifle. Do you remember me? He asks. Of course. You're Adrian Shepard, the guy who was tasked with hunting me down in the Black Mesa incident. The man nods. That's correct, he says. I'm surprised you remember. I remember you well enough, you say. So why the heck are you following me? The man grins as he begins to raise his rifle, pointing it directly at your chest. Slap the rifle away and yell for Alex. You grab the rifle by the barrel, twisting it out of his hands. You hear the gunshot ringing throughout the building as you back away, taking a look at your surroundings. Shoot at him with pistol. You pull out your pistol and shoot at the man, missing him. What the heck did you just do? Asks the man. You scream. Alex, get out here and help me kill this guy. The man runs through the door to the left as you call out for your friend to help. You hear her scream back and soon follow him through the door. This is nuts. This is getting nuts. You find yourself in a stairwell and follow him as he runs upstairs, firing his gun and shouting for you to give him the package. You shoot at him several times, missing him every time. Oh my god. You continue chasing the man with the gas mask off the stairs as he runs up them two at a time. You struggle to keep up and soon find yourself in an abandoned apartment. Search for the man with the gas mask. The man turns around the corner, pointing his assault rifle at you. You raise your hands in defense, and soon the two of you are staring each other in the eyes. The US military doesn't even exist anymore. The Black Mesa incident is over. I'm the only hope for humanity. There's no reason we can't work together, Adrian. Adrian Shepard smiles, but it's a cold and dead sort of smile. Sorry, he says, I've got my orders. He raises his assault rifle, firing a burst of bullets at you. Dodge the bullets and shoot him with your crossbow. You duck down behind the corner of the wall, pulling out your crossbow and firing at the man. You hit him in the shoulder, his body jerking slightly from the impact before he reloads, and you duck again. I thought this was gonna be like a really funny video, and it's turning out to be so much more serious and actually interesting than I thought it would be. You shoot at his head with your AR-2 rifle. You raise your rifle and shoot at his head, but he dashes out of the way. You hit him in the leg instead as he begins to laugh. Keep shooting at him. You keep firing at him, missing most of the shots, but hitting the wall and floor around him. Sorry, kid, he smiles. Orders are orders. I know how to end this. This works every time. Shoot him with your .357 Magnum, the universal solution to all of our problems. You shoot him through the back with your weapon, but the bullet bounces off his chest armor as he collapses to his knees before charging straight at you. Dodge his charge and hit him in the back of the head with your crowbar. You swing your crowbar at him, but he rolls out of the way and he aims his rifle at you as he gets back up. Kick the rifle and hit him with your crowbar. Or you kick his gun and hit him in the head with your crowbar, knocking him to the ground. Adrian Shepard is dead. How the heck do we continue the story now? Oh my gosh, this is so hard to end. I don't know how to end it. There's so many unanswered questions. What was the black stuff coming out of Gordon's nose? Yeah. I guess to be continued, because the stupid website is telling me that I'm out of energy. It's turning it into a freaking free-to-play mobile game. I gotta buy freaking dragon scales to continue or something. I'm saving the story as I'm just gonna save it as half-life3.txt on my desktop. Masterpiece. So to summarize, find some weird interdimensional office building, interdimensional insurance company or something, that apparently has an entire room dedicated to just clones of David Blaine. G-Man lies to Gordon, possibly. Maybe he was telling the truth in some weird way. Says that Alex is dead. We kill the G-Man, find 2 keys, take the keys off of him, get knocked out, wake up in a gurney after they injected you with something, escape from the weird insurance agency, and then you go back to Eli, tell him you killed the G-Man, then something happens on Eli's radio mid-conversation, you black out, wake up in the warehouse that Alex is being stored in, escape with Alex, find White Forest again, get back to Eli, and then when you get there, everyone there is insane. There's some kind of weird, like, sci-fi hippies or something. Barely explained what happened, mentioned some kind of weird alien race or something called the UI. We leave White Forest, find G-Man again, and then Adrian Shepard attacks us. And then we kill Adrian Shepard. I don't know.